I'll say it like this if you're a note taker. This is for you. The anointed place, the appointed place ultimately served as a signpost to an anointed person. You know the name of this person. You want to say it with me? King Jesus. This is the anointed person it's all pointing to, and I want you to know Jesus is not ashamed of that. It didn't catch him off guard. Jesus claimed that role. Jesus claimed to be the place where a holy God and sinful man could meet, and he claimed to be the only place where that could happen. I'll read that to you so you don't take my word for it. Jesus' own words. Here we go. I am the way. I am the truth. Notice the article. It's not a. I am the truth and the life. No one, in case you didn't understand what that means, no one comes to the Father except through me. It's a bit uncomfortable to say we live in what has been referred to as a global village. Global, meaning the world's population, village, meaning we all kind of now live close because of social media, because of internet presence. This is an absolute exclusive claim of Jesus Christ. It can be uncomfortable. How uncomfortable? How tightly is the church clinging to this? How deeply and certainly do you believe this statement to be true? The trend is actually not a positive trend in our country concerning this absolute exclusive claim of Jesus. You know, 65% of American Christians believe that there are multiple paths to God. This is according to 2008 Pew Research, which means I would expect this number to be higher, this percentage to be higher, especially since I believe it was 2011 when Rob Bell's book hit the market about erasing hell. So what I want you to see, love wins. What I want you to see is that in our evangelical circles, we've done a whole lot better retaining this truth and keeping this truth. But you see 10% in the research of evangelicals believe that there are multiple paths to God. If you're at school and you get a 90 and you go home, that's not too bad. Probably your mom's not going to be upset with that. But when you determine that 1 in 10 people around you is either already crossed the line or flirting with this idea that Jesus is not the way. Jesus is not the truth. Then it becomes real, doesn't it? 1 in 10 in our evangelical circles who are deciding that Jesus is not just the way. What does this mean? Well, I'm going to ask you, what do we lose when we lose this exclusive, absolute truth claim of Jesus? The first thing that we lose is trust in Jesus himself, because it did come from his mouth. So we call Jesus our man. We need to trust what he says. If we lose trust in Jesus, what other dominoes will fall? What's the next thing that will change? And how will the church be effective? The second thing we lose, and I don't think this is in the notes, but you should write this one, is missional urgency. Missional urgency. If Jesus is not the way to the Father, then our mission will suffer. So a great awakening is what North Boulevard desires to see, a worldwide great awakening. And when I get a microphone, I like to say those words again. A worldwide great awakening where everyone gets the chance to say yes to King Jesus. Great awakenings are built on foundational blocks, one of them being prayer and fasting. We become truly dependent on God. The other one being we trust Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. Unquestioned, and I'm not asking you to not question for verification's sake. We're going to get to that, but I'm telling you, when we all believe as a people of God that he is the way, the truth, and the life, then missional urgency is born within us. And you start thinking, hey, I don't feel okay about my friend or my son or my neighbor who's outside of Christ because maybe it's not okay. Maybe I don't feel okay because it's not okay. Maybe being outside of Christ is a dangerous place to be. What if it's as dangerous as being outside the ark when the flood came? As dangerous as being outside of your house on Passover night in Egypt? God has provided a way. Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm John.
And I'm Abby, and we are the hosts of Boulevard Online.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give us a big thumbs up by hitting the subscribe button right down below.
To watch the full message that this clip is from, you want to click right here. And if you want to watch some other videos, you can click right down here.
We'd love to see you again 10:20 every Sunday morning. We'll have great worship, fun stories, and a great message. We'd love to see you. Until then, be blessed.
And don't forget to be a blessing.